A soft, desperate cry came from behind the shed, thin, trembling, and full of life. When Anna found the tiny kitten, it was no bigger than her palm, its fur damp and clinging to its fragile body. Its eyes were barely open, and it mewed with a sharp, almost pleading sound that cut right through her. She wrapped it in an old scarf and brought it into the kitchen. Her husband, Mark, looked up from his coffee, surprised. "Where did you find it?" "Behind the shed," she said quietly. "It must have been there all night." They poured a little warm cow's milk into a saucer and tried to feed the kitten, but he turned his head away, crying even louder. When Anna dipped her finger into the milk and touched it to his mouth, he spat it out and whimpered miserably. Over the next few hours, they tried everything: diluted milk, formula, even a tiny bottle they had used years ago when their dog had puppies. Nothing worked. The kitten cried and cried, his small body trembling as if every sound was a fight to stay alive. Anna couldn't bear it anymore. She wrapped him back in the scarf, held him close to her chest, and whispered, "We'll find your mother, little one." The two of them set out across the fields, following faint paw prints in the soft dirt. The trail led to a patch of old barns at the edge of the property, where wild cats sometimes hid. Mark called softly, "Here, kitty," but there was no answer, only the rustle of dry hay and the kitten's tiny voice echoing through the emptiness. Then, suddenly, a faint reply came, a low, guttural meow from somewhere deep inside the barn. The kitten's cries changed instantly, from fear to something else. Hope. He wriggled in Anna's hands, his voice rising in excitement. They followed the sound to a pile of hay behind a broken ladder. There, half hidden in the shadows, lay a thin gray cat, her eyes dull but alert. When she saw the bundle in Anna's hands, she let out a soft, trembling sound that seemed to say everything: recognition, relief, love. Anna knelt and placed the kitten down gently. He stumbled forward on shaky legs and pressed against his mother's chest, instantly silent. The mother cat began to lick his head, over and over, as though trying to erase the night he had been lost. Anna felt tears slip down her face. Mark stood behind her, clearing his throat, pretending to study the rafters. They left a bowl of food and water by the hay and quietly stepped outside, closing the barn door behind them. The sun was rising now, painting the mist in gold. From inside came the faint sound of purring, 2 heartbeats finally at peace. For days afterward, Anna would still pause at the window, looking toward the barn. Sometimes, she swore she could hear the kitten's tiny cry again, not of hunger this time, but of joy.